What is going on, everybody? Welcome in to another episode here on Wide Eye Sports. We got a trio here today. We got Spoon. We don't got Spoon. We're missing Spoon. We got Riley. We got Dalton. We're missing Spoon today. He was unable to make it. He got held up with some, prior activities that he was unable to avoid and make it.
The worst sport of all time.
Not the worst. He's golfing. He's golfing today. Not the worst sport of all time. I would venture to say 2/3 of the people on this podcast right now would say golf is one of the best sports of all time, actually.
Yes.
I very much enjoy the game of golf. Dalton is not as big a fan of it.
Hate golf. Golfers.
Hate golfers? Why do you hate us?
Yeah, you guys are.
What do we do to you?
A-holes. All right, I should stop. I'm gonna get hate.
You're gonna alien. I guarantee you, like one out of every two people that would listen to this would play the game of golf.
I bet 50%. I've never met.
Don't let Scotty Scheffler give us a bad rap.
Scotty Scheffler's giving us a good rap, dude. He's showing the boys they can party. You can go to jail and finish top 10 in attorney in the same week.
The only time you'll ever hear me singing praises for golf is whenever they drop Happy Gilmore 2. That is.
Oh, dude, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for that.
Same.
I've been waiting for literally decades for this movie. But we're getting off subject. This episode, Dalton's camera fell. This episode is going to be all about the NFL holiday international games, just going over all the games, everything you need to know about them. We're going to go over the whole gambit here. I got all the games. I got what time they're airing, who's playing. So we're just going to jump right into things. And we'll start with Thanksgiving, the first set of holiday games, right? Thanksgiving. I think everybody enjoys Thanksgiving games. And other than me, I'm not going to enjoy them very much this year with this slate. I won't lie to you.
Cowboys play every year, so.
Yeah, Cowboys play every year. Detroit plays every year. And this year, everybody in the NFC North except for Minnesota plays this year. So first game up on the docket is on Thanksgiving, 1 p.m. Eastern. The early game is going to be Chicago at Detroit. So the Bears, this will be the Caleb Williams show headed into Detroit for Thanksgiving. I feel like this will be a high scoring game if everything pans out the way Chicago hopes it does. I think this will be a really good game. NFC North games are always really close. Divisional games in general are always really close. So I feel like this will be a really fun game to watch. It'll be for all the families out there that do the big potluck style Thanksgivings. Everybody meets at noon. You know what I mean? Like those kind of Thanksgiving. Everybody's got different Thanksgivings. I don't know how you guys do. I know Riley, our families kind of do different Thanksgivings all around. Like some parts of the family do this, other parts of the family do that. So
yeah,
I don't know how your families do it, but it's all kind of scattered. I have some family that does it, 6 p.m. dinner, and then other families that do it. Oh, fuck, let's meet 11:30 and just throw something together. So the second game up on the docket, 4:30 Eastern, is your Dallas Cowboys, Dalton, hosting the New York Giants. I feel like this is going to be an absolute bloodbath for the New York Giants.
Yeah.
They're definitely going to be looking for some redemption, I feel like. The Giants were never really contenders in the NFC East for the Cowboys the past couple of years, but last year was just embarrassing.
Well, 2 years ago they made the playoffs. They were definitely contenders 2 years ago. They made the playoffs, so
but we still trounced them. They went 0-2 against the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So
no, I definitely feel like they'll be looking for redemption. I don't think they'll get it, but they'll definitely be looking for it. Brian Babdell's a good coach. They'll definitely be competitive. I don't know if they'll be good, but they'll be competitive. And I feel like that's a good game to stick in the middle window because I think that's of these games, I feel like that's the game that would be the beatdown, right? Like that would be the 34-10 game.
Yeah.
So with that, we move on to the night game, 8:20 Eastern on Thanksgiving. You're either post dinner or you're at dinner if you're on the West Coast, or you're Black Friday shopping, like early Thursday night, right? Like you're doing something. But if you're in front of a TV, I think this is going to be an absolute crazy game. Miami at Green Bay, a team in Miami that's looking to make like they're in their window, right? Like they're looking to make the push into deep playoff territory. That's what they want in Miami. And then you have Green Bay, who's the youngest playoff team in NFL history last year, who's looking themselves to go on a postseason run and get higher up into the postseason. So two similar teams, later, middle season, big game, prime time, only game on.
I don't see the Dolphins coming out with a dub on this one.
Oh, I do. I see Dolphins. Dolphins. It'll be cold. It'll be cold. So like that gives Green Bay a little advantage, but Miami's got to play in Buffalo every year, so I feel like they know how to handle a little bit of weather.
How do they do in Buffalo though?
Well, they don't get trounced every time, but it's also a division opponent.
But
I'm saying that like they're not. They play in New England every year. They play in Buffalo every year. They play in New York, or not New York. Yeah, New York, the Jets every year. So like they know how to travel into cold weather. I don't think that'll be as big of an advantage. People are like, oh, Miami, the beaches, they don't know how to play in cold weather. I think that's a little overhyped. And I really think this will be an offensive, I'm thinking 28-35, because Mike McDaniel is currently the best offensive mind in the NFL. And prior to him, I think it was LaFleur. I think LaFleur with Aaron Rodgers was, in that time span, was the best offensive mind in the NFL and what he was doing with Green Bay. So I think it'll be an absolutely phenomenal game to watch. For the second straight year, the NFL is doing a Black Friday game. I don't know if you guys remember this last year, Black Friday game. It is at 3 p.m. Eastern, and we have another division rivalry game. The Las Vegas Raiders will be traveling to Kansas City to play the Chiefs. And I mean, the Raiders always play the Chiefs stuff. Always. So I think this is a great matchup for this. It's solo in the middle of the day, 3 p.m. Eastern. It'll be early in the day for West Coasters, middle of the day for East Coasters. I love it. I love this. It's going to give, everybody's off. They got the Thanksgiving hangover. Nobody wants to go out and do anything. Just lay at home. You wake up at, 8, 9 o'clock, you make some breakfast, you hang out with the kids, you come in, and then by that time it's like noon, 1 o'clock anyways. So for most of us, that's game time. Then
Plus,
you watch
I feel like Black Friday is really kind of dying. No one's really going out.
They go out Thursday night.
They only go Thursday night, or just go online shopping. Everyone's just ordering.
Cyber Monday. Do this Cyber Monday thing.
Yeah. So
I feel like that's big. I feel like that's big for sure.
Sitting at home on Black Friday after Thanksgiving and then eating some leftovers. Goated move.
Yeah. Sitting at home watching some football. All right. And then for the first time ever that I'm aware of, I couldn't find any other, situations where this happened. The NFL is going to host 2 games on a Wednesday. Christmas Eve. Or Christmas Day falls on a Wednesday this year. And what do you guys hold on, before we get into the game, what do you guys think about this? Is this good? Is this bad?
They've done Christmas games before, haven't they?
Yeah, but it's never been on a Wednesday. This is middle of the week Wednesday. So you're talking about teams.
We've never had a Christmas Day game on a Wednesday.
Ever. No. Well, the Christmas Day football thing is recent. I think we're losing Riley. I think he is. He's back. But
that's
the
true.
Christmas.
I thought basketball was the
yeah. It was the NBA for years had a monopoly on Christmas Day, and the NFL just recently started dabbling in it. It was like on a Friday, and so they took it on a Friday, and the next year it was on a Saturday, Sunday, then it was on a Monday, then it was on Tuesday, and they're like, we can't do Tuesday, but now it's Wednesday, and they're like, well, we missed out on all the viewership. Let's do the Wednesday game. So 4 or 5 years now they've done it, but before that it was the NBA all day. Nobody else touched Christmas Day because the NBA had a monopoly on it. And now we're going from 1 to 2. We got 2 games on a Wednesday. I mean, I love it. I love football, so I think it's awesome.
I think there's enough teams and enough games this season that we should just have a game a day. You know what I mean?
I wish we. That would be madness. That would be undoable.
No, I did say I wanted that last year, but honestly, having one day to watch as much football as possible is probably the best thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So without further ado, both of these games will be played on Netflix. First ever Netflix games. Both games are streaming on Netflix. And the first one, 1 p.m. Eastern, Kansas City at Pittsburgh. I think this is kind of an odd game to put on a day like this. I I feel like there's a lot of hype around Pittsburgh. I just don't see them being as good as they were last year. I see them as a 500 team, maybe 9 wins type situation. And I think Kansas City goes in and
you got a lot of
Kansas-
powerhouses there, man.
Kansas City's gonna play on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday, and Monday.
they don't play on a Friday.
I thought you just said the Friday after.
Oh, they do the Black Friday game. They do play on
Yeah.
Black Friday. They do play Black Friday.
So
I
they're
forgot
going
about
to
that.
play almost every day of the week this year.
Yeah.
Just
And that's
throughout
what
the
like
year.
that's what the NFL is turning into. They're trying to get more games all the time. So that's the first game, Kansas City at Pittsburgh. I feel like Kansas City's going to kind of bitch slap Pittsburgh around a little bit. And then the second game,
I just think it's gonna look good. Mike Tomlin, you got Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. Top 15 quarterback, arguably.
not even close to top 15 quarterback. We can get into that later, though. I can argue that all day. The second game, however, I think we will all be very excited for. Game of the year candidate, potentially. You have the Baltimore Ravens going into Houston to play the Texans. And that game, you got Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs, Joe Mixon, CJ Stroud, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, Lamar Jackson. I mean, studs on top of studs. Derrick Henry on stud. I mean, just littered throughout this game offensively. Not to mention that both defenses are supposed to be pretty damn good. So,
and this will be right around the time where we're looking at playoffs too.
Oh
This
yeah,
is major.
this is like the
playoff
final. I
implications.
think this is like week 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we are right there. It'll be crazy that week because we'll have Thursday night football, we'll have Friday, Saturday off, then we'll have Sunday day games, Sunday night game. We'll have on the 22nd, I believe the Vikings and the Bears play on Monday Night Football, and then we'll have Tuesday off, and then we'll have 2 games on Wednesday, and then I believe we have another Thursday game, and then Friday, Saturday off, and then Sunday. So it'll be crazy NFL stuff that time of year. But that's all the big holiday games for the season. That's really all there is. I do want to touch on the international games, though, because we have a first ever game in South America. Brazil will get a game for the first time ever. We've talked about it on the show before. We've gone over it a bunch, and I'm kind of excited for it, honestly. I like the matchup. Green Bay, Philly. I feel like Philly probably gets the dub here. Week 1, Green Bay has always kind of started slow. Green Bay always kind of plays slow in the first half of the season under Matt LaFleur. So having to travel, do all that crazy stuff, I feel like that really lends cadence to the run game in the actual game itself. Like being able to run the ball well will be an advantage. And I feel like Philly with Saquon Barkley and that O-line will just kind of run away with the game. I see like a 28-17 game. I don't expect the Packers to get their absolute asses kicked, but I don't expect them to show up and beat out Philly in Brazil. That's the week 1 Friday game. First ever week 1 Friday game. Then we jump to week 5. We don't have another international game until week 5. And that is
all these international games are always at like 9 a.m.
Yeah, because they gotta be at a good time for them to go watch the game.
I get it. It just sucks because I wake up at like 10:30 and I'm like, oh my god, it's already halfway.
Wake up at 9.
Never.
So the next one up is the New York Jets at the Minnesota Vikings. Technically, like at the Vikings. This is gonna be. I feel like this will be a tough game for the Vikes. I definitely feel like the Jets will be, I feel like Aaron Rodgers will have a chance to kind of get fully like comfortable in the offense and playing by that time. And
I want to know what are the odds that he tears his other Achilles week 1? Like,
week 1.
Are there going to be more eyes on that game? Like how many more eyes?
There's gonna be a lot of eyes on that game.
Than, like,
the first drive,
week 1 game, just because the same 2 players from that play last year
Leonard
are
Floyd
going to be on the field.
Leonard Floyd tore Aaron Rodgers' Achilles last season.
What's the over? What's the over under? He goes like he tears it in 3 plays, or maybe it's 5 plays, or
Oh my God, I want to know. We'll have the betting line. If there's a betting line, we'll have it on the show the week before. Don't worry, we'll get it out there.
Surely there will be a line out there.
Oh, surely there will be a line on Aaron Rodgers over under snaps played. You could tease it out to like 1.5. Oh my God, that'd be amazing. But next up, week 6, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars. Oh, I should mention the Vikings and the Jets play in London. They are in London for that game, if I didn't mention that. And then staying in London for 2 more consecutive weeks, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars playing against the Chicago Bears. And your Bears are going to go to what is essentially a home game for Jacksonville, considering they play there twice a year every year. The Bears are listed as the home team, but like I said, Jacksonville plays there like every year.
That's
so
hilarious that there's a home team. Like,
neither.
It's not.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get why they do that. It's for like scheduling purposes, so you can like have a home game. But I don't get why they do that. I think it's dumb.
Like, is it going to be decorated as if?
It's going to be like Soldier Field. Just
that's what I mean. No. I feel like the Bears should have the Bears logo at the center.
No, they put the NFL logo over there. But so Jacksonville against Chicago in London. Caleb Williams, Trevor Lawrence, 2 number 1 overall picks. Tons of storylines there. It's going to be a big game. I'm sure they're going to be hyped up over there for that one. That'll be a huge game. But following that is another occurrence of the Jacksonville Jaguars playing in London. For the second year, the Jaguars will play back-to-back weeks in London, and that is the New England Patriots playing against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I'm telling you right now, if you're watching this, put a reminder in your phone, put a sticky note on the wall, do whatever it is you got to do. Bet Jacksonville week 7 against New England. I don't care what the odds are. Bank it. I said it last year when the schedule came out and they played the Bills in London and they were playing back-to-back weeks. And everybody's like, they're the Bills. The Jags are going to get beat by the Bills. There's no way the Jags will beat the Bills. Like, I don't care. The advantage of being over there and having your body adjusted to being over there for an extra week plus, it's the advantage.
Is it really that different?
It is absolutely that different. It is absolute. There's a stat. I don't remember exactly what it is, so don't take it with a grain of salt here. But like teams that travel over there on Tuesday versus teams that travel over there on Thursday are like, they're undefeated. Like Tuesday is undefeated against the Thursday. Like no teams ever showed up late and won. It is, you're resetting your whole body. Like think it takes you 4 or 5 days to like kind of adjust to a 2 or 3 hour time difference. You're adjusting to like a 12-hour time difference. So that takes 4 or 5 days. So by the time you're playing and you're going out on press tours all day, you're doing all this stuff over there. You're never just hanging out relaxing. And then when you do get personal time, everybody's like, let's go fucking party. We're in Europe. Like, let's go out. So you have all this time where you're doing press tours and, seeing the kids and doing photo shoots and NFLPA stuff, all these things you're doing. And you still have to try to adjust. So by the time you actually adjust in your 6 days over there and you're adjusted, now you have to play a football game after you've just been run ragged for a week and you have to practice every day. You got to keep in physical shape. It's a lot. And then to have a team that has already been there and fully adjusted and doesn't have to deal with any of the adjusting, no brainer. You get an off day over there. Like Jacksonville's gonna have like Monday off over there, probably Tuesday off, practice Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It'll be like a normal week. They'll have been sleeping in the same bed for almost 2 weeks at that point.
All right, I'm gonna hold you to it then, Bren. I'm gonna hold you to it. I'm gonna bet on Jacksonville, and if I lose any money,
I'll reimburse you.
That money.
I'll reimburse you. I'll reimburse you up to $100. You put $100 on. Up to $100.
Live, y'all heard it.
Live,
it's on camera.
It's a guaranteed hit. Guaranteed.
Cool. Sounds like I'm putting $100 on Jacksonville.
You should. I'm gonna be putting $100 on Jacksonville. Damn well be sure of it. But all right. So the last international game is the second game in Germany. Last year was the what?
Worst game of the season. We've already talked about
worst game of the season. Yeah. Last one is in Germany. The first ever Germany game was played last year between the Seahawks and the Steelers, I believe. But this year it is one of our top 5 worst games of the season from a couple weeks ago. The New York Giants playing against the Carolina Panthers, and this game is hopefully going to be amazing. Hopefully, just Bryce Young's breaks out in his sophomore year, throwing for 5,000 yards. But unfortunately, this game will probably be a snooze fest. Nobody will want to watch this game. I would expect record low viewership for this game, and I cannot believe they stuck the Germany fans with this game. Like, NFL only comes here once a year. Who's going to come here? Are we going to get the Chiefs? Are we going to get, the Dolphins? Are we going to get the Seahawks? We're getting the Giants and the Panthers? Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah. Guess I'll go to that game. What was that?
I said 2 bottom 10 teams.
Yeah, 2 bottom 5 teams in my opinion, but oh well, what you gonna do? I mean, sorry Germany. Be better. I don't know. I don't know if you can be better. I don't know. You didn't do anything wrong for this to happen to you, of recent memory anyways. But with that being said, that's all. So, I mean, make sure before you hop off here, like, subscribe, do all the good stuff down at the bottom. We have a couple more videos coming out this week. We'll have the regular podcast coming out. It may already be out, actually. I don't know what order we're going to post these videos in this week. It's kind of a surprise. We like surprises here. And then we have a new segment starting that I'll mention on the podcast too. So it is a weekly breakdown of each week of the regular season. So starting this week, we'll be breaking down week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, each week until we get to the regular season. That way, when we get to the regular season, we'll have record predictions from throughout the entire offseason. So that's our plan. So like I said before, if you haven't yet, like, subscribe, leave us a comment, let us know what you think of the show, good, bad, or otherwise, and we will see you guys later this week.
Peace.